Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, March 26th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonough. It's great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. Monday, Massachusetts entered Phase 4, Step 1 of the phase reopening plan, which I feel like we should get a little trophy with. Very exciting news. Health Director Sigal Reese explains how that will impact Norwood residents.
Effective March 22nd, the gathering limits will increase for event venues in public settings, but will stay the same in private settings. Event venues in public settings may have 100 people indoors and 150 outdoors. In private settings, such as someone's home, it remains 10 people indoors and 25 outdoors. Also, the Commonwealth has moved to Phase 4, Step 1, which will allow indoor and outdoor stadiums and ballparks to reopen at 12% capacity. Overnight camps will be allowed to open for summer 2021. Exhibition and convention halls may reopen subject to gathering limits and event rules. There are still other industries and operations that will not be able to open until further into Phase 4, including road races, street festivals, amusement park, beer gardens, bars, and nightclubs. We are watching the case numbers and the vaccine numbers continue to climb, but at the same time, we are seeing more virus variants circulating. The more the virus spreads, the more likely it will change, and some of those changes can make the virus more contagious or cause more severe illness. It is still important to wear your mask and follow social distancing requirements so we can limit the spread of the virus.
Thanks, Sigal. Earlier this week, the fire department announced that they had been awarded $7,000 to support its Student Awareness of Fire Education, or SAFE, and its Senior SAFE programs. For more on this, we go to Chief Maurice.
I'd like to announce that the Norwood Fire Department has received a SAFE grant for fiscal year 2021 in the amount of almost $8,000. The SAFE grant stands for Student Awareness of Fire Education. This grant program was started approximately 26 years ago with the intent of trying to decrease the number of child deaths in the state due to fire. With that program, and currently we're down 78% with child deaths in the state of Massachusetts since 26 years ago, and I'm happy to report that 2020 we did not have one child death in the state of Massachusetts. The department applies for this grant on an annual basis. We're very happy that the legislature had approved this amount of funding to the Norwood Fire Department. And we're going to get that outreach out to all of our local schools at the elementary school level and of course St. Catherine's also. We think this is an excellent program to get the message out about fire safety to all the children in the town of Norwood. In conjunction with that, we also hope to have outreach with the seniors of the town to make sure that they're aware and protected of any type of fire situations that they may be in. Again, another critical aspect of the department, getting that outreach to the community. So I'm very happy to report that we received the grant.
Thanks, Chief. The department also announced another promotion on their social media page. Firefighter Patrick McDonough was promoted to lieutenant. The department released this post. Firefighter McDonough was hired on April 22, 2013 and assigned to Group 1, where he has spent his career thus far. On May 25, 2016, after taking many specialized classes, Pat became Norwood Fire's water rescue technician, tasked with maintaining the department's proficiency in both ice and open water rescue. Pat also has an extensive family history at Norwood Fire and even wears badge number 59, which belonged to his aunt, the late Faye McDonough, and his grandfather, Charles McDonough. Firefighter McDonough was officially promoted to lieutenant on March 1st of this year, but had previously served a brief time as acting lieutenant as well. Lieutenant McDonough credits his success to the officers and senior firefighters he has worked under and his wife Julianne and daughters Mackenzie and Shay at home for encouraging him every step along the way. On behalf of the Norwood Fire Department, we would like to congratulate Lieutenant McDonough and wish him success in his new role. Congrats, Firefighter McDonough, on this well-deserved promotion. Monday, the Norwood League of Women Voters hosted their annual Candidates Night. Courtney Rowe Rogers, president of the Norwood League, opened the night by explaining their mission and the purpose of the Candidates Night.
The mission of the League of Women Voters can be summarized in the following phrase: empowering voters, defending democracy. The League's larger vision is a democracy where every person has the desire, the right, the knowledge, and the confidence to participate, as well as a belief in the power of women to create a more perfect democracy. And it is in this spirit of empowering voters that we bring you tonight's program. The Norwood chapter of the League sponsors public forums each year on chosen topics of interest to provide residents with information and opportunities to meet with various officials to make their concerns and questions known. We also sponsor voter registration drives and, of course, tonight's Candidates Night, which for many years has been the centerpiece of our education platform. The League specifically does not endorse candidates for election, but will provide information about candidates to help serve that piece of our mission regarding an educated and informed voting public. You can find detailed information about the candidates running for office and about the Norwood chapter of the League by following us on Facebook and Twitter at League of Women Voters Norwood, Mass, and at our website at www.lwvnorwoodma.org.
Most of the evening focused on the contested races for this year's town election, which are a one-year term on the Library Board of Trustees, the Planning Board, and the School Committee. The contested candidates fielded questions from the moderator and also gave their reasonings as to why they should receive votes on April 5th. To watch the full forum, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break for some exciting news regarding the NHS Marching Band and updates from the Rec Department. Welcome back. The NHS Marching Band was performing on the field for the first time Thursday afternoon. For the students in the band, this will definitely be a performance that they won't forget. For more on this, we go to Brian Boudreau.
It's been over 16 months since the Norwood High School Marching Band has been out here on Murray Field. And when they were asked to participate in a national music video, over 50 members were ready to march. Dickie Barrett, Norwood High class of 1983, is the announcer for the Jimmy Kimmel Show and the lead singer for the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. The band has a new album coming out in May and is producing music videos to help promote the upcoming release.
What it is we're up to is we're in the process of releasing another Mighty Mighty Bosstones album. The album's called When God Was Great. It comes out May 7th on the Epitaph record label. And leading up to it, we've been releasing a series of videos for the songs on the album, and we're making our third one, and that one's going to feature the Norwood High School Marching Band. Actually, the first one we made, too, featured the Norwood High School Marching Band from the 1970s. And the one we're making now features the modern-day Norwood High School Marching Band filmed at Norwood High School.
This video will feature Ben Carr, who is well known as the dancing guy from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. Ben is being filmed in locations all around Boston, and it was during the planning of the video that the discussion was made to come to Norwood High School.
When we were looking for a place to do some shots for this video, our director Evan had an idea to do a marching band with color guard or cheerleaders or something. And I think he said, call up my friends at Norwood High. I know they would help us out because we are blood brothers.
The Norwood High School Marching Band was undefeated and won the 2019 New England Championship. Performing in the video was exciting, but it also allowed them to be together for the first time since Thanksgiving of 2019.
It was really cool to see my friends again. I missed them a lot. I'm really excited to get to see our band in a music video that's going to be shown all around the world. It's very different from what we normally do with our live performances and shows in the fall, but it was a really cool experience, and I'm glad we got to have this as a replacement sort of for what we normally have because of COVID. I think that it was really, really fun, and I think that we all enjoyed it a lot.
The Bosstones have toured the world many times over, and even though Dickie no longer lives in Norwood, it will always be his hometown.
Anyone that knows me will tell you that I have an enormous place in my heart for both the town of Norwood, Massachusetts, and the time I spent at Norwood High School. Some of my fondest memories are from the Sixer, 7 years I spent going to Norwood High. Yeah, all kidding aside, Norwood is a great town, filled with people that mean a great deal to me. It's my hometown. If you get a chance, swing by the Tree Streets and say hello to my mother. She's sitting over there right now.
The pandemic has hit the music business hard and bands are unable to perform live for their fans. Dickie is optimistic that soon he will be able to sing in front of a live audience again, and he knows that many of them are from Norwood.
If live music ever becomes a thing again, come and see the Mighty Mighty Bosstones play live. New album will be out May 7th. It's a banger. Check it out. I love you all. Hope to see you soon. Take care, everybody. And from Norwood, Massachusetts, it's the Norwood High School Marching Band. A little too hard on the marching. How do we say it?
It's obvious that Dickie Barrett has great memories of his years spent here in Norwood and is proud to be a Mustang. Thank you for including the marching band in your music video. We wish you and the Bosstones most success on your new release. Dickie, start planning the guest list. It's going to be a long one.
Thanks, Brian. That is so exciting for the hardworking students of the marching band. With the warm weather coming, it's time to start thinking about summer plans. Yes. The Norwood Recreation Department offers summer camp at 3 locations in town. For more on this, we go to Program Coordinator Christina Grande.
Hi Norwood, Christina Grande with the Norwood Recreation Department. We know you've been anxiously awaiting our summer camp announcement. Summer camp registration will open on Tuesday, April 20th. We have 3 locations for camp this year: Father Max, Hawes, and Cleveland. Our summer program guide will be ready real soon, so stay tuned for more details and we hope to see you.
The Rec Department is currently hiring lifeguards for both Father Max and Hawes pools this summer. For more information on this, we go to Rec Superintendent Travis Farley.
Hi Norwood, Travis Farley here at lovely Father Max Pool. Here today to do a spotlight on lifeguards this summer. We are planning on opening both pools, both Hawes and Father Max. We are always in need of lifeguards, especially now that we're opening up Father Max. The starting rate of pay is $15. We do run a lifeguard certification class in June actually. So if you're interested and you don't have certification, you can reach out to the Recreation Department, and we do run a lifeguard certification class. And the American Red Cross has actually extended the lifeguard certification as well. So please reach out to us if you're interested, 781-762-0466. If you're interested, we are opening both pools, so we are in need of guards. And there's one thing this shirt is missing, Norwood, it's you. So get out here and apply for lifeguard jobs this summer. It should be a lot of fun outside and it should be a good work environment. We hope you apply this summer.
Now we will toss it over to Juliana O'Neill to find out what is happening this week around the Norwood School District.
Hi, I'm Juliana O'Neill, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. In Norwood High School news, 18 art students are featured on the Mass Art Educators website. The organization has been hosting an annual showcase for 60 years, and this year they went virtual. Youth Art Month provides a medium for recognizing and celebrating these skills developed through the visual arts experience of creating artwork. To see the artwork, go to massarted.com and click on Norwood. It wasn't just the Irish eyes that were smiling last week at the Little Mustangs preschool. There were lots of leprechauns running around the preschool, leaving behind pieces of gold and shamrocks with letters and numbers on them for the children to find. What a fun way to practice their letters and numbers. The boys and girls enjoyed building leprechaun traps to try and catch these mischievous elves but despite these elaborate designs, the traps all came up empty. It was fun listening to the children describe how their traps were going to work. The children participated in some sensory experiences, searching for golden bins full of dry beans and also some colorful rice, and playing games like Lucky Charm Bingo. They enjoyed watching some videos of Irish step dancers and practiced doing their own little jigs. Although they were a little disappointed they didn't catch any real leprechauns this year, everyone would agree that it was just as fun trying to catch one. At the Cleveland School, students brought their imagination and problem-solving skills to meet the March Game Challenge using donated recyclable materials. Students planned, designed, and collaborated on an eclectic array of games that included skee-ball, checkers, miniature golf, ball tossing, bowling, fighting dinosaurs, and a whack Coke. This week at the Willett School, the kindergarten children were playing floor hockey. Or to be more specific, the students were learning important skills to play floor hockey. Learning to grasp and hold a stick is fundamental to many sports like hockey, field hockey, and even golf. Learning to control the ball and to navigate through obstacles helps the spatial awareness and can help students become more agile and nimble in their movement. Hand-eye coordination also comes into play with these drills. Miss Worcester and Mr. Hardy created 4 different stations, which helps ensure more touches and contact with the tools and the puck. The more exposure and opportunities one has to play makes the player become more proficient. And who doesn't love floor hockey? And finally, students and staff all around town participated in World Down Syndrome Day by wearing mismatched socks, which aligns to the Hustle and Heart initiative to include and celebrate inclusiveness. First observed in 2006, March 21st was officially declared World Down Syndrome Day by the United Nations General Assembly in 2011. 321, or March 21st, represents 3 copies of the 21st chromosome, which is what makes so many kids so special. As part of the celebration around the world, people are encouraged to wear crazy or mismatched socks. The Crazy Sock Initiative was formed to get people talking and asking questions about Down syndrome. Why socks, you ask? Because socks resemble chromosomes. Here's a video produced by Jill Wood, first grade teacher at the Callahan School. That's it for the school news this week, and I'd like to thank the Norwood educators who share their news with us. Now let's go to Brian Dunn for the latest in Fall 2 sports.
Hello and welcome into the sports update for this week. My name is Brian Dunn and we have some action across the entire Fall 2 landscape this week. Let's dive in and recap it all. The tail end of last week began with freshman football versus Medfield, the first home football game for all levels of the Fall 2 campaign. Both teams shared some struggles moving the sticks early, but once the feet got wet, Brian Keneally took over as tailback for the Mustangs. He evades a couple blockers and rips a TD run to open the scoring for the Mustangs in the opening half. Nick Gangemi answered quite quickly with a catch and run of his own. With both teams tied in the third quarter, Brian Keneally went right back to work on the ground and punched another TD run in the end zone to extend the lead 14-6. Medfield had a chance to try and go for the tie late in the game, and who else but Brian Keneally seals it with the INT to add to his total and seals the win for Norwood 14-6. Track and field that Saturday morning kicked off their Fall 2 season with their outdoor hybrid meet versus action. Mark Hoover caught up with head coach Matt Curran after the meet to get his thoughts on the season opener.
I think just honestly, I think it helped him. I think just being outside, you tend to run faster. Right. I think the times were a little quicker, particularly the 300 where it's a less sharper turn. So I think just the facility itself was a difference. The weather holding off, we had a great day. You couldn't, late March, you never know what you're going to get. Yep. With it being so cold earlier in the week. This week being what it was really a good start. You look at the different event areas. The distance crew were a veteran crew, and they picked up right where they left off. I think they outscored Ashland 25-2. So that you couldn't ask for more than that.
Right.
Sprinters, on the other hand, and hurdlers, they're on the younger side. Primarily juniors and sophomores, and their times matched up great. A number of them stepped up, and we thought we were going to get in practice. Really did come about.
In varsity football action, the Mustangs opened up their season at Medfield and they did not disappoint, jumping out to an early lead. Jason Dennehy and the Mustang offense drove up the field, capped off by Rob Wachowski's goal line run to put the Mustangs up 6. Already with the lead in the game, Mateer gets a step on his defender and Dennehy drops a dime right into the hands of Brian Mateer. He walks in for his first touchdown of the day. We would see Mateer again in the fourth quarter as Norwood has a chance to put the game out of reach, and Brian Mateer has breakaway speed that is just too fast to contain. Breaks it outside, turns on the Jets, and he's in for his second of the day. And that would be the insurance score to give the Mustangs an opening week W over Medfield 20-6. Congratulations, Norwood.
Back over to the NOLEC Johnson Court, where we find volleyball taking on our crosstown rival Westwood for another 3-game slate. Westwood came to play. Some solid blockers and tough serves were tough for any team to handle, let alone Westwood. Although JV and varsity lost in straight sets, the freshmen were able to pick up their first victory of the season over the Wolverines in a straight set victory. Congratulations to the freshman squad.
And that's a recap on sports this week. We got a big one this weekend as varsity football makes its home debut Saturday as they invite a very, very strong Holliston program into town to take on the Panthers. Catch the action live on NCM at noon this Saturday. We'll be back for the recap next week. Kristen, back to you.
Thanks, Brian. In government, on Monday afternoon, the Middle School Building Committee met to discuss information about the new middle school, primarily the Preliminary Design Program Report, or the PDP. The committee reviewed many different design ideas, including renovations compared to new construction. This included talk about square footage per student, as well as different projected budget costs. The meeting ended with a motion to approve the PDP to the MSBA, as well as an approval of invoices. If you are interested in learning more, the project website is newcmsproject.org. The committee's next meeting is Monday, April 12th. Tuesday was a busy day for town government, starting with the Board of Health in the morning. The board talked about the FDA risk assessment and appointed Pamela Ross-Kung as the new agent. Sigal Reese gave her monthly report and reported that COVID numbers are still declining and updated the board on the vaccine progress. Impact Norwood is working hard with their youth coalition on a new campaign, and they partnered with NCM to create a new PSA that will be broadcast in the upcoming weeks. The board also approved the 2 new nurses for the new budget year. The Board of Health will meet again on April 20th at 10:30 a.m. The second meeting of the day was the Budget Balancing Committee. The group heard a presentation from Tony Mizuko highlighting the FY 2022 budget and health insurance costs. The committee then reviewed the final budget. The final meeting of Tuesday included the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Commission as they held a joint meeting via GoToMeeting to discuss and review the FY 2022 budget. The two boards worked together and were able to go through the entire budget as opposed to past years where each board would have met independently. The Community Preservation Committee met with John Grove on Wednesday night. Mr. Grove appeared before the committee to apply for CPA funds to remove and rehab the fire bell located in the tower of Town Hall. Mr. Grove explained that the money he is requesting would only have to cover the cost of removing the bell from Town Hall and placing it into storage. The group discussed possible ideas for the bell that could take place during Norwood's 150th anniversary.
I want to add my appreciation for the project and support several of people who've drawn a direct line to the 150th anniversary. I think this goes beyond a nice to do. I think to have the 150th anniversary be as successful as it can be, we're going to want a string of publicizable events and announcements throughout the year. And they don't all have to be historical and they don't all have to be building, but this would be a wonderful one to have in that description to the outer world of what's so cool about Norwood during an entire year that's its 150th. So that's the other half of what I asked you for, John, is first you get an agreement in principle, and then maybe you get a positive hearing, if you will, to the idea that we'll try to get it wrapped up sometime during 2022 so that we can have a scheduled event around the official unveiling.
The CPC will meet again on April 14th. Also Wednesday night, the school committee met with Tony Mizuko to discuss the newly formed facilities department. Mizuko presented the facilities budget for FY 2022. The committee unanimously approved that budget. Sigal Reese also presented to the school committee. Reese presented new guidance released by the state in regards to social distancing.
So this is actually last week's data because this data will come out tomorrow, the updated information. So really good, about 60% of Norwood's population 75 and older are fully vaccinated. This is again last week, so I'm expecting that number to be even higher this week as people come upon the time period where they can get their second doses. And actually that means they've gotten 2 doses. The term fully vaccinated we want to be careful when we use because that actually means 2 weeks after either your second dose of Pfizer or Moderna or 2 weeks after your J&J. That means you're fully vaccinated because that applies to some policies coming up. But this means they've had the 2 doses. And obviously that goes down with age. As far as total population, again, this is from last week, about 29% had 1 dose and 16% had 2 doses. Again, I expect to see those numbers really spike up. I feel like vaccine access has increased.
The school committee will meet again next week. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government Channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break for more town news. Welcome back. The town of Norwood is so fortunate to have a great recreation department that takes tremendous pride in taking care of our local parks and playgrounds. This week, we catch up with Katie Seastead at one of Norwood's hidden gems.
Hi Norwood, Katie Seastead here as part of our Park Spotlights. I bet you don't know where I am right now because it's one of our most underutilized playgrounds that we have in Norwood. I'm here at the Doherty Playground and actually on the new basketball court. So about 2 years ago, we resurfaced the basketball court as well as got new backboards. So we hope that you're able to come down and utilize it. We also have a baseball field over to the right, and then we also have a playground. So if you and your family are looking for a quiet playground and want to come out, Doherty Field is the way to go. It is on the Walpole Norwood line, so if you are looking for it, please check out our website. But once again, it has a basketball court that just got resurfaced, a baseball field, as well as a playground for all the kids. Thanks, Norwood. We'll see you at the next park.
When you walk into the Civic Center now, you will be greeted by a new face in town. NCM stopped in to meet Al Pensa and learn about her new job.
Hey everyone, just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Allison Penza, and I'm the new Recreation Administrative Assistant at the Recreation Department. I'm a lifelong Norwood resident, and I'm really excited to start this new position in the town of Norwood with the Rec Department. I am actually the first person you will speak to when you give us a call on the phone. I'm here to answer questions about all our programs, any events that we have going. Right now we're getting ready to put out our April programs as well as our information on our summer camps. So if you give us a call, I'm here to help you with any questions.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week, and until then, have a great weekend.